Is this thing on?
Well, happy Turkey Day to my tryptophan-induced US friends from across the globe. We are here for you. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
it
wherever.
Could be indigenous people. We're standing on stolen land day.
Yeah, whatever. however you choose to commemorate the day, we hope you've had a lovely one. Welcome to UCR Live.
My turkey, and we all gave thanks.
There we go. And smallpox, but that's okay. That's all good. It's all good. Welcome to UCR Live. We are here this week. We have an evenly distributed national show today, so it's nice. We're evenly distributed. Christina, we haven't seen you for a hot minute, my dear. How have you been?
I've been good. Tired, but good. You know, I'm hanging in. It was a good turkey day. I ate a lot of turkey.
Did you do all the cooking?
No, I made potatoes and I made a pecan pie. So I made mashed potatoes and pecan.
Oh.
And you know, everybody raves about the mashed potatoes.
I need to know, what is your secret to mashed potatoes? Come on, you got to share.
Well, when you're boiling the potatoes, I add garlic to the water. So you put garlic in with the potatoes as they're boiling so that they get the flavor. And then when you're draining it, you know, the water out, the garlic will fall out, or you could just pick it out. And or mash it in. You know, you can make it garlicky, but the kids were going to eat it, so I didn't want it too potent. So I took the cloves out. So whatever. But still delicious. And then you cover it with cheese and breadcrumbs and let it all crisp up. And
sounds delicious.
It was amazing. I know. I have leftovers.
It's just lunchtime here, so yeah, you're talking to the right crowd. How are you today, Brooke?
Oh, I'm good. I you know, just being me.
Looks lovely and warm there. You're wearing short sleeves.
Yeah, I love the red too.
Thanks.
It's broaching summertime here. It's flirting with us.
It's warm and then it's not, and then it's warm. So, you know, I'm kind of
Yeah.
I'm about
Summer's feeling a bit flirty. She's not ready to commit. She's just like, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
But that's fine. It's okay.
That's annoying though, because you're like, I want to like just chuck the kind of wintry clothes away, and then no, you can't do that.
Yeah, it's and then you want to wear cute summer stuff, but then you're like, oh, I have to bring a jacket just in case, and then it's okay.
That was
a good thing about coming home. That was the good thing about coming home from you guys, right? Because once we left New York, all that stuff didn't come out again. I had so much, like, I was like, oh, there's a whole section of my packing that I don't have to touch again. I was like,
I posted my jumpers in that home. It's still not back.
Oh dear. That's a worry.
All of my I've got tracking. I know where they are. But then
where are they?
Oh my goodness.
Anywho.
Somewhere in the stratosphere they're floating about, I'm
are
sure.
They in the sea? Are they shipped on a ship?
They usually chuck them on a plane to bring them here. Easier, quicker. Yeah. How about you, V? How's Turkey Day been?
Turkey Day, I'm pretty exhausted, man. I'm tired. Work was a bitch this week because, you know, you got to cram 5 days of work into 3. And I had an out-of-town guest on Tuesday night, so I had to clean for him. And then I had to cook today, and I'm just tired. And, you know, the turkey tryptophan's kicking in, but I'm here.
You are here. I'm very impressed that you guys have rallied.
Today was kind of warm, actually. It was probably warmer than the last day you guys were here.
It was almost beautiful.
70, yeah.
Well, it was like 50 by me, but...
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I left the house in run down to Wegmans to get some heavy
I
cream.
miss Waggies.
We miss
I had-
Wegmans. Don't talk about Wegmans.
I threw on my winter coat. I walked out. I'm like, this might be a little heavy.
They've overcommitted to this. They've overcommitted. That's good. But look, guys, it's literally a month till the big day, till Santa drops his sack.
Yeah.
It's coming.
That big fat sack.
I'm
It's
almost
coming
done
like
with my
it's coming like a version on prom night. Very, very
I
quickly.
wish it had a dollar sign on it.
I know. It's just like, have we started the process yet?
I'm
Have you
almost
shopped
done.
or anything? Yeah,
Well,
of
I have
course
like
you are,
3
me.
gifts left to buy.
I've
When
got
is there
4
extra
kids.
money?
Who needs to shop?
Yeah.
That's why I started early back when I was poor and I worked for nothing. So I figured if I bought 1 gift a week, or 1 gift a paycheck, I could stretch it out over 10 weeks. So I always start early.
Well,
Don't
now I
even
know
talk
for
to me,
next
right?
year.
When my dad was alive, if you didn't tell him what you wanted by June, it was too late. He was a notorious early shopper.
I never
Like you
was
would go to
that
his house,
early.
you would go to his house and look in the cupboard at the wrong time. You're like, okay, or under the bed. You're like, okay, that's what it is this year. I'm like, you got to start dropping those hits early and be like, yo, this is what we need, because he was always. If you're not by June, and would have the table set for Christmas dinner like 3 days early. He's like, dude, yeah. He was a very organized man.
Yeah.
That's why I get twitchy when people are unorganized. I'm like, can't deal with it. Stresses me out.
I'm not quite
called-
that organized. I've never started
I
in
think-
June. But
That's
do
called
start in
generational
September.
trauma, right? Isn't it?
Something.
Alright,
There's definitely a name for it.
Everything's fine. I just can't. Yeah, I think that's where that comes from. I have a big problem with people wasting my time and not being organized. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it, Timmy. I don't like it. But what's the big thing? You know how like every year there's the big thing that kids want, or that's like the hot property. Like the PS5 was last year.
Right.
Although some people are still trying to get a PS5.
Yeah.
There's a couple of new games out that my nephew wants.
What's the thing this year? There's no big like.
I don't
You
know.
know how these, remember back in the day, there used to be a toy of the year, like the toy.
Yeah,
I
like-
don't know what the
No, I
Chicken
got
the
no
Elmo,
idea.
right?
My kids are getting nothing. No. Look,
Same.
my kids are not your average kids though, so I don't know. Like, they
Yeah.
want Pokemon everything, and like Jaden, like Mr. 13, has just been invited to join the second paranormal team I work on, which is quite exciting. And he's asked me to buy him like a K2 and a recorder. And I'm like,
There you
shit,
go.
I can do that. That's easy. Like, buy things like that.
Can't you just wrap
He
one you
can
got
get
at
his own
home?
EVPs.
Shh, Steve, let him think
Oh,
it's new.
sorry. Oh, okay.
I'm
Whoops.
like, wow, mate.
That's what I was saying.
But like my kids, they're dual household children, yeah. So
Yeah.
we don't buy a lot in our household because we know that the other households try to compete. So
Yeah.
we don't need to buy all of the crap.
Yeah.
They do that for us.
But that's the thing with a lot of kids these days. They've already got everything.
Are your kids
Yeah.
still in the Santa age? Do you still have to write from Santa, do Santa gifts?
Well, see, I'm in a really unique position where Jaden, no. Mr. 13, not so much. He only figured it out start of the year. He took me aside. He went, Mum. Well, he didn't take me aside. He said it in front of the other kids. He's like, Mum, find it weird that Santa bought me a Nintendo Switch and Dad's family bought the games. Can you explain that?
Oh my god.
I'm like, mate, in my room, we'll have a chat in it.
Yeah. Right.
But then, Mr. 11, who is very young due to his superpowers,
Yes.
will pretty much always believe. And I love that. I love that. His best friend, Tim, who was a teddy bear, has actually written a Santa list in suspiciously like Matthew's handwriting. That's my gift from Santa to Tim. But because I've got an age gap of 8 to 13, it's that sliding scale, and he knows not to tell the younger ones just yet, and let's keep it alive for as long as possible.
Well, we're not really sure when my niece and nephew stopped believing, but we do know that Nancy told Matthias, "Don't tell him you know, because then you'll get socks and underwear."
Right.
The biggest thing for me in the discussion with Jaden, I know this is not our topic just now, but he actually looked at me and got real emotional and went, like, I love you for all of the things that Santa has bought me over the years. And I'm just like, that sat really well with me, because he was like, it made it special. So, and this year he wants to help me shop for the kids' Santa presents.
Oh, that's great.
And I was like,
see?
No, but that's cute.
They have that thing where, like, once the kids find out that Santa isn't real, that they become the Santa. That's what the parents say. Like, well, now that you know the true magic, you actually now have Santa's powers. So that's cool that he wants to like.
I love that.
And he's
adorable.
such a cute big brother. Like, we'll walk through the shop and he'll be like, "Oh, Ollie, maybe you should put that on your list for Santa." And, and it's so
wink,
cute.
wink.
So cute.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, we're feeling festive. Are we ready to dive in to this week's
hot load of hot topics?
Well, we might as well stay on the Santa theme to begin with, because we're talking about Christmas. There's been some upsetting news this week. Mariah is not the Queen of Christmas.
Boo-hoo.
Oh, I would have loved to have been in the room when somebody told her that news. Like, hey, by the way, Mariah, you aren't the Queen of Christmas. I would have, heads would have rolled, I think.
It's still a brilliant song.
Of course.
Song. She's got a whole empire based on it.
Yeah.
I know.
Empire based on Christmas. Did you see that she's been accused of lip syncing at the Macy's parade?
Everybody
lip syncs at Macy's.
Everybody lip syncs at Macy's. It's in the
sing
screen.
live. Like, they don't let anybody sing live. And
No.
Oh my god, it drives me nuts. But
I think if someone deserves a break, it's Mariah. I mean, come on, she's been schlocking that song out for 20 years. Like,
really, enough is enough.
Bit of pre-record.
But even the Broadway cast who do the dance numbers in front of Macy's,
they're all pre-recorded.
They're not. Yeah, they're not singing.
Leah
live.
Michelle was pre-recorded. She was like,
everyone was pre-recorded. Every year, every single year.
You can't really sing in the cold. And it can get freaking cold in New York.
Yeah.
But shout out to the Bluey balloon in the parade.
Right?
Yeah, Bluey.
I love that. He was like, hey, big green lady. Like, that was so cute. And it took them 215 gallons of paint to cover his blue, which is so cool.
A lot.
Do you go into town for it? Christina, do you go into town for it?
No.
Look at that.
There's too many people, and I can't. I'm told not to go into the city right now. So safety.
That's like going into Times Square on bloody New Year's Eve. Why would you?
You would not do that.
Why?
Why? A diaper.
It's
too much.
I have this horrible commitment to my own anonymity that I don't think anything bad is ever going to happen to me. I'm just like, that's not going to happen to me.
My anxiety won't let that happen.
So Mariah had. Sorry, V. Finish it up.
Trauma situation. I never really got the anxiety.
So Mariah has been challenged for the moniker Queen of Christmas by Elizabeth Chan, who is described as the only full-time Christmas singer-songwriter and is so dedicated to Christmas that her daughter's name is Noel.
I would like to see them fight to the death over the title.
I know, like a Santa off.
Like sharpened candy canes, kind of
Christmas Hunger Games.
at each other and shit. I think it'd be brilliant.
Next time we're in the same country, we're gonna have a candy cane war.
Like a joust.
Yeah.
A jousting on slaves. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can see it
I'm
now.
gonna sharpen that candy cane like it's a prison shank.
Yes.
That's it.
Oh, turn that
Well,
bitch
why
into
does
sushi.
Win against Chris.
So, even though Mariah is synonymous with the season, she's been accused of shunning the name in recent years. I mean, why would you? It's making you so much money. But her company, Lotion LLC, applied for the patent of the phrase, along with Princess of Christmas, QOC, and a couple of others, for use on a range of products from anything from skincare to dog leashes. Mariah was going to monetize the shit out of it by the sounds
It's
of
the
it.
only thing keeping her relevant.
She's been shut down.
Yeah.
The only thing
She
keeping
says
her
no.
relevant is that freaking song.
But even if you come out once a year and go, hey, here, it's time. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
it's time.
And she did. She made a TikTok like that.
Yeah.
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 It's time.
Yeah.
It's like, God, all right, Mariah, she's here.
She knows. She knows what she's good at.
She knows what she's doing. Someone else who knew exactly what they were doing is in the news this week.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Alex Jones, a huge surprise.
Piece of shit.
It's been discovered that he's been, what should we be saying? Taking his
Hiding
money
money.
on holidays. Taking his
Hiding
money on
money.
holidays. He is due to do massive payouts to the Sandy Hook families, rightfully so. But you know, he's trying to get out of his commitment by shuffling the money around into separate areas.
He just doesn't want to be poor.
His company Free Speech Systems has been making some strange, I guess, promissory notes and stuff to the tune of $55 million.
Mm-hmm.
Strangely enough, Alex Jones's personal trainer also has a pay rise recently of $100,000 a week.
Personal trainer?
Nice.
He has a personal trainer.
He is a personal trainer.
That he hasn't used
deserves
in,
to
what,
be
17
demoted.
years?
That's what the
And he
comments
looks
on
like
this article
that.
are. That's what the comments are like. This thing has a personal trainer. I was like, oh
Has anyone checked his asshole for money? Like, I just.
What?
I swear to God.
He is an asshole, but you know.
He's an asshole. He's the biggest
I said, has
asshole.
anyone checked up the.
Look, I don't know about you, but I don't want to go anywhere near that asshole's asshole. Just
No.
put it out there. I mean,
So just to give you an idea of the amount of money we're talking about that he is due to pay, the Sandy Hook families were awarded nearly $1.5 billion. This is also including a $45.2 million Texas case and a $965 million Connecticut case 2 months later. The judge in the Connecticut case ordered Jones to pay an additional $473 million in punitive damages, including $323 for legal fees.
Yeah. All of those Sandy Hook
Unreal.
families had to pay a lawyer to sue his ass.
That is-
Absolutely.
That is
And that's a very
unfathomable
American
amounts
tradition.
of money.
That's a very American tradition that in civil cases the loser pays the legal fees.
Yeah. But the sheer amount of it is just like
Yeah,
He'll
how
never
did they
pay
get
that,
all
right? Though,
Yeah,
like,
no,
isn't
never.
that
He will never pay all of that, but he should pay most of that. I mean, he has assets in the billions. He has
You would
made
hope
a
that-
shit ton of money off of pretending that this was a hoax and that
Right.
this family's terror wasn't real.
My hope would be that the families get their money first, and then the lawyers wait in line. You know what I
They'll
mean?
get
I know
it from
that's not
somebody.
necessary.
I
That's
would
not
bet
necessarily
that
what's
the
going to happen.
families- That no amount of money will ever recompense these families for the loss of
Of
their
course
children.
not, but
Never.
You
they
know?
deserve what they were decided. You know what was
Right.
decided was owed to them.
Oh,
They
yeah.
deserve it. I want to see them get it because they've been through the most horrible thing that you can imagine, and
Yep.
they deserve something. And I wish we didn't have to talk about it, but this week,
Oh man, this is a heartbreaker.
this one, yeah, this one's sad. No, they're not massive in numbers. Any kind of mass shooting is a horrible, horrible thing to go through. Club Q in Colorado was the latest. Well, who knows? I haven't checked the news today. So,
this was the latest attack on the LGBTQ.
Yes, this is the
here
LGBTQ.
in America, it was not the latest mass shooting.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sadly, I don't even know where to begin with this one. It's just like
it's embarrassing. That's where you can start.
You think we've made all these strides forward, and then someone walks into a gay bar and shoots people dancing.
Well, we have made these strides. We can't take away from these strides. People of color, gays, all of these disenfranchised groups have made strides. And that's part of the reason the violence has escalated is because we've passed legislation where people can marry. We've passed legislation where it keeps it, at least in lip service, it's illegal to discriminate against people before their skin color or the language they speak or the religion they practice. Now, when we did all this, when we made all this progress, we riled the hornet's nest full of fragile white men who have spent 200 years creating their own safe space, and now they are crying out loud how they don't want to coddle us. But the rhetoric is the part that's scary, is like they've escalated it to this point.
Yeah.
That any group, any marginalized group is at risk.
I did watch a TikTok that's been saying that these people have basically been weaponized because they're scared. They're scared of trans people and gay people, and I'm like, that the I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, the thing that's really
life's hard enough.
The thing that's really remarkable is that the people selling them these lies have their attention so deeply ingrained that they'll believe anything. We just had a very contentious election here
Look at Lauren Boebert.
Yes.
Did you see my thoughts and prayers are with the family? They don't want your thoughts and prayers. It's your fault, bitch.
Thoughts and prayers.
Nobody wants your thoughts and prayers when you weaponize these less than intelligent people, these scared people that you've terrified into thinking that they need to pick up weapons and walk into a bar where no one's hurting anyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Although speaking of people being hurt, and this does not take away from the victims or anything, did you see the amount of damage that they did on
the shooter?
On the shooter.
We're going to talk about that in a second.
Oh, sorry.
That's all good. We're going to talk about it in a second because it's the brighting. It's the shite. The brighting. I can't speak. Shining bright part.
They don't believe that the ministers and the rabbis, or not rabbis, but the ministers and the clergy are worse pedophiles than any trans person in the country. There's no incident where a trans person is accosting a child, but there are hundreds and hundreds of incidents where clergy are accosting children.
It's
but they are willing. They've been taught and to listen to certain people, and no amount of evidence can convince them differently. That's the part that's so scary. is they hear what these groomers, these Christian evangelical groomers, are telling them over all the facts. That's the part that freaks me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as I said, there is a shining light in there that this shooter was stopped and well and truly stopped by an ex-serviceman and a drag queen.
No,
I'm like,
she was
yeah.
a trans woman.
I didn't hear
sorry.
what happened.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was a drag queen, a trans woman.
She's a
Even
trans
better.
woman.
Even
Trans
better.
woman.
Even better.
Even better.
Actually, yep.
Stomped the fuck out of this dude in her
right.
stilettos.
Well, one of the people that were killed was the vet's daughter's boyfriend. He was one of the people that was killed by the shooter.
Yeah.
It's
sad stuff.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Justice comes in the form of a stiletto. I love it.
Yes. Yeah.
And
no, that you could see the heel in every bruise.
Oh, you can see it. It's like that dude is like Play-Doh.
I have to look it up.
He deserves it. He deserves every stomp.
You need to look it up, Christina. His mug shots are
He's messed up.
amazing. They're incredible.
Brother is messed up, but he has been charged with a hate. He's been charged with a hate crime. So awesome.
Yeah,
and then he should get first degree murder for each and every one of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
it was
assault with a deadly weapon and intent to
right.
kill
Yep.
for all of the other 25
Yeah,
that were
10.
hurt.
Yeah.
He should never see the light of day again.
Yeah.
No.
And hopefully
Right,
he fucks with the wrong person in prison.
And that will, because that will never go away for some people. You know, that's
never.
You know,
Ever.
that will never go away for their families and the people that were there.
The war vet who essentially stopped him, has PTSD.
Of course.
You know?
Okay. While we're talking heavy stuff, we will talk about this. We've had a lot of conversations behind the scenes about it, but we are going to talk about it. This week, we have lost a friend of the show and someone that a lot of people that are fans of Uncensored Radio throughout the years know. Jason David Frank, Tommy Oliver from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fame, has sadly passed away this week at age 49. We sat on this story for a very, very long time because it took a long time for it to become official, but sadly did. So I was hoping that someone that had that Jeff or someone would be on, but no matter how old somebody is, this is always a tragedy. Like you can't really sugarcoat it.
Especially when they're less than 50. That is unexpected. You don't expect 40-year-olds to die. You know?
Yeah. And I think I've been watching social media a lot, and a lot of people are feeling this because it's a millennial thing. This is a show that a lot of us grew up with, and he was a hero, but he wasn't just a hero. He was the hero's hero. He was the dude, and and someone that was consistent with not only that franchise but with the fan base as well. I've read some amazing stories about his interaction and his dedication to the fans. His co-stars have all come forward with their own thoughts and all that kind of stuff. There's been some really lovely stuff said. So we are feeling the same way as the fan base. I really wanted to make sure that, especially at this time of year, if you do need to talk to somebody or if you are having a rough time or anything like that, please make sure that you reach out and speak to someone. We've got the US number down there and the Australian number there too. So US is 988, Australia is 131114. Suicide is never fun. There's no bright side to suicide. There's no happy spin we can really put on it. So just, make sure you're checking on the people that you care about. And, you never know what someone else is going through, I guess, depending. They could, you can be a superhero and and not know what's going on. So rest in peace, JDF. We've got some happier memories of him that we're going to share throughout the next couple of weeks. So we found some stuff from the vault. So if you are a Power Rangers fan, we're going to celebrate JDF the way he deserves to be celebrated. We'll show you guys some happier times. There is another superhero who got some not great news this week. So Chris Hemsworth has a new TV show called Limitless, where he is examining the limits of the human body and what the human body can do. Now, in this, he had a genetic, breakdown, blood test upon blood test upon blood test to figure out, his limits. And it's been discovered that he has, now Vera's probably going to school me on this, he possesses 2 copies of the APOE4 gene, which makes him, both his parents have it, which makes him have a greater susceptibility to developing Alzheimer's 8 to 10 times more than the regular person this dude has.
Well, it also have his parents actually been diagnosed, because that speaks to it too. That genetic component, your genes are going to play out in a similar way than your parents have. So I mean, but yes, it's devastating news, especially to someone who's living the ideal physical health.
He's a superhero.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? He's one of the healthiest dudes on the planet. He's Thor, for God's sakes, and something like that can touch you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the scary thing. It's a very, very.
So this is like real
thing.
life. Then I thought you were talking like in the show.
No, this is like a documentary TV show.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
This is a documentary TV show. So he said that the fact that he will forget his children and his wife and the life that he has created for himself is the saddest thing. Obviously he's taking a little bit of time out now to spend some time with his family and deal with it. Now, it is important to mention that it's a chance of developing.
Yes.
It's a big chance, but it is a chance.
His chance is increased.
Yes.
But it really, I would be less worried if his parents were already showing symptoms.
Right, yeah.
Right.
As someone who has this kind of stuff in their family, it's something that's always in the background, and you think about it and you go, oh, okay, my genetic makeup is not great either. So I'm just like, oh god,
we have a couple of hereditary cancers in our family.
Same.
Same.
So it's kind of like this little reminder in the background. I think it's always good to have a reminder that, live your life while you got your life. You know? As shitty as we all complain it is, someday any day living is better than, lying in a hospital bed and saying goodbye to the people and things that you love. So of course our thoughts with Chris Hemsworth as well, because that's some shitty news to get.
Yeah.
So we should move up. There is a little bit more shitty news, especially for someone on the panel. Sorry, Christina. Ellen Pompeo has decided to check out of Grey's Anatomy after 19 seasons. Jiminy cricket.
Wow, it's a long time.
Now, I was hoping that someone on the panel is a fan, and look, we have one. So, can you speak to us about
I can't talk about it. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, okay, so she's been pushing for like a more inclusive cast, and she said that she's run her course. It's time for her to do different things, and she is going to be working on a new project. I don't know what that is, but she said, like, will the show survive without her? And I mean, she is a huge part of everything. She is the hub of the entire show, and like, I get in the past season that they have been trying to work away from her and like, we're focused on Miranda and Richard and all these other side stories, and now Jackson's coming back into the picture, and it, I get it. Like, and she's on her way to Boston to go cure Alzheimer's. And and
work
because
with Thor.
and her daughter as well is having some anxiety issues, and the school that she's going to be sending her to, because her oldest daughter is extremely bright, which they found out. So now she has to go to a special school, and this is where she feels most comfortable. So she's doing this for her kid.
Is it Derek's child?
This is the child that they adopted, that her and Derek adopted. Zola is her name.
Yep.
So again, I get how they're moving her out. I just don't like it. Like, I'm gonna miss her too much. It's just she's.
Do you think they should just?
They should just end the
show?
They should.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, it's been so long.
Well, she is gray. She's married.
Gray. She's gray. Like, and if there's no gray, or how is it Grey's Anatomy? Exactly. Yeah. But again, it's just.
Is it going to be just anatomy?
No, I think maybe she'll do like a few pop-ins.
End the show and just rebrand it. Like rebrand it into the name of the hospital or something. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean the hospital is actually called Grace Sloan. So I mean, you really can't do anything about that. It still has her name on it, but it's just, again, I get where they're going with it, but should they just end it with this? They should. Like, she should have just seen out this whole entire season, because she's actually ending in February, and the season doesn't end in February. So she's only showing up for one more episode of this season, and it's just like, and Miranda's like gone and trying to come back, and again, it's just like this.
It's hard.
Enough.
It is hard
she has given her whole life to this show. 19 years is a long ass time to do the same show.
She has been very financially rewarded too, though. So.
She has, of course.
Yeah, and she's advocated for actually being paid the same as the men on the show.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. She's done great things for women in TV. Right? Yeah, she's done great things for women in TV.
Oh yeah, and again,
but it's hard when the stars want to go. You know what I mean? Like, we saw it with Buffy. We see it with all these shows that have a central focal character. When that star wants out, even though the show is still popular, you run the risk of running it into the ground. Happen? You know what I mean?
How many leads have left Grey's Anatomy? Just like
they have killed off so many fucking people. Emotionally. I am fucking tapped with this fucking show. Like, I'm going to be a goddamn mess.
Season 4, and they had killed a shit ton of people in the first 4.
When I was younger, the last episode I watched was when fucking Denny died, and I was like, I don't want to do this to myself.
Right, and then, it was a hard one. Yeah,
I started it up again. I was like, okay, I gotta restart everything.
I always make the joke. Oh, sorry, continue. Yep.
Shonda Rhimes. Is so fucking talented. And I don't want her to give up, but it's time. Like, I feel like you have to, girl. You got Station 19 still. Station 19 is killing it. Just
Bridgertons.
Enough,
I'm all about the Bridgertons.
I don't even know what else she does. I just know my Grace, and again, I love that woman because she's an amazing writer.
How to Get Away with Murder was a Shondaland show, wasn't it?
I think it might have been. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because they crossed over with Scandal, and that's a Shondaland show, right? Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, Christina, watch that show.
Shonda,
You're on an emotional roller coaster. You're on an emotional roller coaster. God, watch How to Get Away with Murder. I can't. It just. Woo, I always make the joke that I liked Grey's Anatomy when I saw it the first time, and it was called ER.
Oh.
But no, see, I had to check out of ER as well when they killed Dr. Greed. I was out. I was like, I gotta go. I can't watch this shit.
Yeah,
I didn't
so much.
You know,
ER. I love ER.
I tried to actually rewatch ER because it is on Netflix.
Yeah,
I couldn't get into it.
It's very 90. It's very of the time. I think it's very of that era. That's because I watched. Yeah, I was like.
What if I watched it the other night and I looked at my sister and I thought, who the hell knew that would be dated? Oh, it was the Gilmore Girls.
I'm watching that right now.
Gilmore Girls, Gilmore the Merrier. and
I'm
they're
watching
walking
that.
through. Yeah, and
Yeah.
who's I never realized how dated this could be.
Yeah.
It happens, but sometimes dated things are good, especially when it's a comeback.
Oh,
Yeah,
Catherine O'Hara, ladies and
love
gentlemen.
her?
Who doesn't love Catherine? But
I love
big rumors this week that she is signed on the dotted line for Beetlejuice 2.
Word.
Winning.
It's
Well,
happening.
how
Apparently,
many
we're
times have they
committing to
talked
it.
about doing it and it hasn't come through?
Well, I read an article saying that we are waiting for for the two main stars two main stars to finish their commitments, because Winona is just starting to film the final season of Stranger Things, and Michael Keaton has some DC related
Things.
commitments because Batman is back. But if they are getting Catherine, that's a good sign, right?
It's a
good
great
sign.
sign.
Gina Davis apparently has already signed on the dotted line as well. So that's just Alec Baldwin, really, that they need to get back in some. Well, let's see if they touch. Let's see if they touch Alec. You know what I mean? Let's see if they touch Alec. But
He's now got like 30
Beetlejuice.
children, doesn't he?
He won't stop. He's it's not as bad as Nick Cannon, but
Yeah.
That's some scary stuff. It's like, stop having children, or
we do know what causes that now.
we do. Hey, Safet. So one person that does not have this problem is Seth Rogen.
Lucky bastard.
Now, I really enjoyed this article. I was like, okay, because there are so many times that people get told that if you don't have kids, your life is
what are you doing?
Your life is not full.
Mm-hmm.
Your life is not full. How can you experience joy and da da da?
Yeah. You're not
Seth
coupled
and his
up. How can you experience
exactly.
joy? And you haven't reproduced. How can you experience joy? Your life must be empty and hollow. And no, good on team, no kids. Yay, Seth.
This is the quote. He says, "I wouldn't be able to do all this stuff, all this work that I like." People are always like, "It's something I think I was." It's something I was always uncomfortable answering this before, but they were like, how do you do so much? And the answer is I don't have kids. I have nothing else to do. You can't be narcissistic. You have to give yourself over to parenting, and they've got to become your priority. Yeah, and I don't want that. That does not sound fun to me. And why? There's enough kids out there. And everyone's like, well, maybe it's just him. But apparently his wife wants kids even less than he does. I could probably be talked into it. And she's like, no. So I think that's even in this day and age, that's a very divisive statement to make, because people, I'm sure you've had it, Vera. I've had it. Like that. Oh, how can you live your life without having children? Because I can sleep in. I can sleep in till 12 p.m. if I want to.
I can too.
Lucky son.
That's how I can go on a holiday if I want to. That's how I can do it. As we've had this conversation on the show before, that just because I have not and Vera has not genetically reproduced does not mean we are not involved in children's lives, and that we have not had an effect in raising children.
Right.
Exactly. It's just such a small-minded thing to do, especially when you think of the people that physically can't have kids. It's like, just, you think in this day and age, you just mind your fucking business. People go through so much heartbreak trying to have kids.
Yeah.
It's just mind your business, dude.
I was going to say, I think that the choice to not have children should be everybody's choice. I am a mum. I am a mum of 4 with a blended family, and I adore my children like nothing else. But I never really wanted to have children when I was in my early 20s. And I adored my nieces and nephews. But if you don't want to have children, what right does anybody have to fucking judge that? I know that when Chris and I got married, we got a lot of questions about, are you two going to have a baby together? And I was like, I would rather stick pins in my fucking eyes than have a baby. All right? Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm all for it. But I am happy with the ages of my children now.
But and why? Yeah, like why having a kid like makes an obligation, or like what is that? The final stamp of approval that you've had. Your relationship will last because you're having a baby. We know that's not how it works.
My relationship will last because he gives great dick, not because we
That's it. I'm even, that kid.
But you know, but this is the thing. Even if a relationship doesn't last, again, that's nobody's business either.
Exactly.
Right.
And kids or no kids are no guarantee of success.
Exactly.
Sometimes love changes.
The divorced one down here.
You know,
my sister's divorced.
It's just
like we are in 2022. We have an overpopulated world as it is.
Right.
Why you want to? I don't understand. I would not feel confident or happy bringing a child into this world, knowing the way that I live my life now, that I couldn't give them a stable, happy, and healthy environment to grow up in.
There was a time in my life when I was seriously contemplating single adoption.
Yeah. I had a thought
contemplating it
earlier.
Of course, in this country, it's exorbitant and the cost was prohibitive. But since it never came to be, I don't have any regrets. You know, I can sleep till noon if I want to. All of my money is mine. You know, all of my space is mine.
Yeah, really. You take my daughter.
I'll send you one of mine, Vera. Okay.
Go say it, Auntie Vera's.
Go say it, Auntie Vera, mate. You'll be wrong.
But your kids are old enough to get up and give themselves cereal on Saturday when you want to sleep in.
I can't wait for that day.
You got a little while to wait, baby.
While we're on that, huge parenting win right now. Everyone knows Matthew has superpowers. He can now put himself in and out of the shower all on his own. No help required.
Oh, no.
Look, good on him. But
wins all around. Look, wins for, I think, everyone who looks at this relationship. Oh, surprise, surprise. Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles are no longer together after the promo for Don't Worry Darling's done and his American tour is wrapping up. There's something about her that gives me the shifts. I don't know. She's
creepy.
She's shifty. She's a shifty girl. After everything she did to Florence Pugh, I'm like, you're not a girl's girl.
I'm sorry. I think Harry belongs with Louis. I'm sorry.
I know, Harry. Oh my god! If that ever happens to be true, I will weep. I'll be like, oh my god. And you were like, oh, look at these two. We're like Vera and I are the ones that shouldn't know about it, and we're from Larry Stan.
That's the kid from One Direction.
You've never heard of Larry Stylinson? You've never heard of the Larry Stylinson? All right. So there's been a rumor for as long as One Direction have been around that Louis Tomlinson and Harry are secretly together, but they've never been able to. And mate, if you get on YouTube, you will go down a hole of evidence that people have collected. It's like the moon landing. There is so many conspiracy theories, and part of my tragic heart really wants it to be true.
Me too.
I would love that kind of, forbidden love, like tragic thing to be true. Like they're very they're
so cute together.
They're so cute together.
Yes, I'm with you.
I want to say like an unpopular opinion. Okay.
She doesn't like Harry. She doesn't like Harry.
No. I love all of his songs. Okay. I don't know what it is. Everything about them. Right. It's crazy. I don't have one bad song on the list. But I can't stand to look at the guy. Like when you put him up, I'm like, ugh. Like, there's nothing about
I
him.
do think that Harry Styles is a little weird looking.
There's nothing about him that does it for me. Like
I feel like a creepy old man
and when
though. I'm like, oh, he's
stands
so
up-
young. I shouldn't be.
He's like curved in. Like he looks like sunken in. Like I don't know. Like
I don't know. I haven't really looked at his
what is
feet,
that?
but his
What is
face
that?
does nothing. His face.
I think it's
doesn't
just
do
his
anything for me.
his posturing.
It's
Posturing,
awful. It's
posturing.
awful.
It's
But-
awful.
I mean,
All
again,
right.
I give it to him. Everything he does at his concerts, all that shit. Yeah, he's great. But like, I can't.
I just don't like
and that
his
couple.
stuff
I
is-
didn't.
Yeah,
No,
I don't
she's
know.
creepy.
he doesn't.
No.
She,
I don't know.
Yeah, but
All right.
I didn't like the way she left her marriage. And
No.
then
Yeah,
the
no.
stuff she did with Florence Pugh. You
Right.
know?
Yeah. All right. I want to quickly have a bit of an opinion piece here with this week's review. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if anyone else saw the American Music Awards, but there was a bit of controversy that has been generated in the week of and following the show. Chris Brown is a name that brings up a lot of feelings in a lot of people. Now, Chris alleges, and I think it's more than an allegation, I think it's actually true. He was due to perform a Michael Jackson tribute on the show, which he has rehearsal footage of. There's a multitude of dancers dancing their hearts out with him in a rehearsal space, and then the week of the show, it was pulled with no reasoning behind it, which is fair enough. But then the American Music Awards honored him with Best R&B Artist. My question to you is: we all know his past, and we all know the incidents that led to his cancellation. Is there an expiry date on that?
I was actually surprised that they honored him. I kind of thought that he was done. I thought that the stuff that he was accused of was so heinous that he was completely canceled, but I guess I'm wrong.
But this is the point. Like, they can't, I don't see the reasoning in cancelling a performance and yet still allowing him to be in
Do
the
we know
mix,
why
let
they
alone,
canceled the
let alone win
performance?
the award.
But is
Do
there
we
a
know what-
reason? Like, is there an
Yeah, do we
underlying
know why the
reason why they
performance was
cancelled the
cancelled?
performance? Did it go
Well-
over? Did it upset someone? Did it? You know, we don't know the behind the scenes
Let's
on that.
let's look
But-
at it.
Yeah.
It's Chris Brown. It's Chris Brown, who is not even allegedly who
Did he
abused
Did he
Rihanna.
assault
He
one of the
physically abused,
dancers? You know, allegedly.
but he was
Did
doing a
something
Michael
like that?
Jackson tribute.
Yeah, it's. I
But,
feel
you know,
like
Well, first of all, we don't know why it was canceled. It could
Exactly.
easily be something like the Jackson estate wasn't going to give them the rights to perform
Yeah.
it. You know, the
Uh,
Jackson estate are pretty tight with those rights. They want monetary recompense.
But I personally don't think there's an expiry on it. And I think that by cancelling for whatever reason and then giving him the award, it's a double standard. I feel like
Yeah.
they're kind of,
it
they're
sends a
trying to
mixed message.
have their cake and it's the mixed message. It's they're having their cake and they're eating it too. They're like, oh, we don't want anything to do with him, but we're going to give him an award. I feel like it's just really messy, to be honest. I just don't understand it. Don't like the guy, have refused his music since it all came out. Was never really a big
Right.
fan. Always got a creeper vibe from him. But, you know, it is what it is. But I don't think that the award was the correct thing to do.
I agree.
That's just
I'm
my
not-
opinion. But it makes the situation more messy. And,
Mhm.
and you know what? It actually gives him more airtime again. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I
Right,
don't
right.
think that he deserves the airtime that it gave him.
Yeah.
And I
All right, can I give you guys a quote?
please.
Sure.
So this is from Rihanna. I thought I hated Chris, and I realized it was love. It was love that was tarnished. It looked like hate because it was ugly, angry, and it was inflamed. It was tainted, and I realized that what it is. I had to forgive him because I cared about him still. And the minute that I let it go, I started living again.
Well, that's a grown-up attitude.
That is a very grown-up attitude for her to have.
But that doesn't mean
If
society has to forgive him.
Exactly. So if she can forgive him, that doesn't necessarily mean that society has to or doesn't have to, right?
Right.
I don't think that she forgave him in the sense that she forgave him and forgot. I think that she forgave him and moved on from that horrific experience. And my other question is, you couldn't pick any fucking buddy else? You couldn't pick anyone else? Like, there's nobody else that's best in R&B? Chris fucking Brown? Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Like, that there's somebody else in his time that was best, and not him.
It's just a very weirdly timed moment. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
What are you trying to prove? Like, what are you doing? Like, who was behind this?
Do we
Harvey
not
fucking
believe
Weinstein picking the fucking winner? Like, I'm confused. Like,
right.
And then Kelly fucking Rowland, whoa, settle down.
Is the record company buying him this to boost his catalog? What is
is this a comeback attempt? Like, is it a rebranding moment? Like, is that what they were hoping for?
Yeah. To test to see where we're at. Like, has everybody got over it?
No one likes you still. Go away again.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
Oh gosh, easy.
I mean, the dude's not suffering. He still has fans. He still sells records. He's still making music. He is still doing shows. I just don't think that he can ever expect to be that global superstar that he was on the verge of being. Do you know what I mean? Everyone thought he was the next Michael Jackson.
At the AMAs, there were people that did not applaud.
Oh, there were boos, like audible boos, which is why Kelly Rowland was like, "Hey, yeah." So. Yeah.
But why tell everybody to calm down or settle down, whatever the fuck she said. Like, again, it's just one of those things. Like, he's not your brother. He sexually or he abused your sister. Like, come on, like, you're a woman. You're a fucking woman. But I just, the whole situation is so frustrating. Again, nobody else gets to still up there.
It's not an easy answer. But there was some good stuff at the AMAs. Did you guys see Olivia Newton-John tribute?
That was lovely.
Pink did well. I was like, you sing, girl.
See, nothing else was talked about because of this asshole. It's just break the TV.
I think Olivia would have been happy with that one. I thought it was a very nice tribute.
I was Pink did a great job with that song.
I will admit to tearing up. I thought it was beautiful.
There was, look, it was a very nice moment. It was something that I think, she deserved. And, R.I.P. OMJ. You know, that's how it is. But there's another weird and wonderful moment in this week's What the Fuck as well. What the... Now, this is opinion-based as well. This story has I found from another page, but it has been generating a lot of conversation, and they've all been about dating lately. I think we're all a bit. It's coming up to Christmas and New Year. Everyone's like, "Oh, I need a date. I need someone." They're getting desperate.
I
know, I'm desperate.
I'll let it out to everyone. It's fine.
Smelling the holidays, man. But there is a young lady who went on a date and was very attracted initially to the man that she went on this date with, until it came time to order a beverage with dinner. And he chose a glass of milk. Aww. Now, how do we feel about that? How do we feel?
I hate milk. I've hated it since I was a child. But it really wouldn't be a deal breaker for me on a date. Unless
I'm a bit creeped out by it.
Yeah. And that's what people have been saying. For some reason, it gives them the ick. It gives a little bit of a, oh.
Yeah. But if I were in a relationship with a guy who drank milk with dinner, would you be icked about it?
Yeah, but this is a first date. This is the first,
first date.
I don't think it would. It's not a deal breaker for me.
I've seen husband have a glass of milk, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, like because my
right.
I'm like, my kids.
You can come to my house and drink milk, Chris.
They have milk before they go to bed. But I'm just like,
she's offering up milkshake,
and I'll be like, are you fucking right, mate? Like,
it's just
okay.
Weird. Go for it, Christina.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Creature of habit for how long? This guy has probably been in his house having milk with his dinner for the past 3 years. All alone. And he finally gets a date and he's like, milk. And he probably fucked up and was like, shit, I meant soda. Like, could you imagine? Like, the poor guy. Like, but I mean, it's totally creepy. I'd be like,
it's not something that you order in public. I'm sorry. As someone who used to work, Brooke, you've worked in hospitality. When people used to go, can I have a glass of milk? I'd be like, the fuck?
I never got asked for one, ever.
I used to all the time. I worked in a steakhouse and people want milk. I'm like,
steak?
Ooh. Milk and steak.
I worked at a Pizza Hut and never, not once, have I been asked for milk. I worked at a Famous Dave's barbecue place. No.
Yeah. No, it's weird. It's weird. Like, it wouldn't be a total deal breaker to me, but I would be sitting across the channel and I would be like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Is it all right? So it's kind of like a mix.
I would be like, are you fucking with me? Are you trying to get a reaction? Like, why? Why for? Explain your choice.
Because it's kind of like a mix, right? It's a kind of like a mix of, like, we know, like, the stereotype serial killer, like, sitting there drinking liters of milk and whatnot. But like I guess it kind of also suggests a little bit of immaturity. Like, have a glass of milk with milk. But that's what we're culturally programmed to believe, right?
We are. But I mean, dairy farmers, my cousins who raise cows drink milk all the time. I mean, they have milk in their house all the time.
And that's what one of the people that commented is like. It really depends. What were they eating for dinner? Were they eating curry? Were they like? Sometimes if was it something spicy and they wanted milk? I'm like,
did he ask for it to be warmed up? Like, what was it? I want to be there.
You want her to feed it to him? Like,
did he ask for whole milk?
What is his relationship with his mother?
That's the one we need
was
to
at the
know.
table behind them, and the bitch didn't even know it. I'm sure.
She's like, she's like, don't forget your milk.
You better be ordering milk.
I don't like her anyway.
Yeah.
I can see my future now with my son. I swear.
Look, I can see the future, and it's look. The future is equal parts troubling and awesome. Troubling because President Yay 2024. Let's see how that shakes down. Oh. But awesome because we have the first screenshot from Scream 6.
Yes!
With the return of Hayden Panettiere. So we believe the trailer is dropping soon, apparently. So there's equal parts horror and horror. Just in different things, coming up. We got lots to talk about. Always. So thank you for joining us on Turkey Day, Vera and Christina. Thank you for joining us on Friday, Brooke. We'll be back next week. As I said, we're going to share some of our favorite JDF memories. So if you are a Power Rangers fan, make sure you stay tuned to Uncensored Radio so we can celebrate the life and legend of JDF. Until next week, we will stay uncensored and make sure you join us and join the conversation. Bye, y'all. Bye. Okay, before we go, here's my ick. Here's the ick about it, right? If it was strawberry milk, he would have been shot at the table because I cannot hack. And Brooke, you can tell me, you can relate the amount of people that wander around in Australia on the hottest days drinking fucking milk.
Oh.
That's all. Have a good week.